now let's go over to one of our most active partners over the last 24 months, I guess. It's in Japan. Well, they're very active the last 24 hours as well. But over the last period, I think Hacarus in Japan has been spectacular in our collaboration. And are you there, Adrian?
Yes. Good afternoon, good evening from Japan.
Great. Always ready. That's really good. So you know how this works. It's like one of all the other events we do, but we just have much more people around and more technology. So take it away. Give us your story.
I'll ask the same question. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
Very good. So let me start off by saying happy birthday to Things. It's been great being a partner of yours for a while now, and it really has been a fruitful partnership for us. So congratulations, keep up the good work. The most important thing, if you're interested in learning more about what we are doing for companies, or you would like to learn more about big insights from small data, send me an email, adrian@hacarus.com. That's for the people in the audience, the people online, as well as someone who's watching this on YouTube later. So adrian@hacarus.com. So today I'm here to talk to you about rapid digital transformation in action. We're going to look at how we helped a local company here in Japan, in Kyoto, to speed up their quality inspections by 600%. But before we get into that, let me just take a very brief moment to introduce you to Hacarus. So Hacarus is a Kyoto headquartered AI startup. We've been around since 2014. We're post Series B, and I am joined by around 80 colleagues. We are very closely working with academia here in Japan and abroad, with Kyoto University being one of the core partners. What we specialize in is AI-powered image and time series data analysis. So this means anomaly detection, error detection in any type of image data, as well as analysis of time series data, things like vibrations, sounds, etc. So there's 1,001 AI companies out there. What's special? What's interesting about Hacarus? Well, what's interesting about us is that we're primarily using a technique called sparse modeling. I think a lot of people here are probably familiar with deep learning, which is the more common approach to AI. And sparse modeling, I think, fits quite nicely into this concept of deep tech, that it's something that stands out and is a bit different in how it operates. So rather than asking for as much data as possible to make some sort of prediction, with sparse modeling, we focus on small data sets but derive a lot of meaning from them. And the benefits of having a small data-centric approach is that you are able to be far more sustainable and sufficient in your usage of energy. In fact, this is an approach that uses 99% less energy compared with deep learning. You have the benefit of results being explainable, so you can look at the decision-making process that the model has taken, and there are just a lot of cases when you can't gather a lot of data, where you don't have a lot of defects and problems, and that's where something like this shines. You may have heard of sparse modeling before because it was the technique that was used to capture the first ever image of a black hole a few years ago, but this is really what sets Hacarus apart. So, enough about the technology and the company. Let's talk about what we actually do on a day-to-day basis at Hacarus. So we see ourselves as a digital transformation enabler. We're a company that goes in and works typically with large corporates that are looking to solve some sort of business problem, business practice that they are today not utilizing the most efficient ways to approach. This really boils down to two things: automating things that are done by hand, or things that are done in an antiquated way, or digitizing some sort of knowledge or ability. What this often ends up being about is working to take tacit knowledge, expert knowledge, veteran knowledge, and turning that into a scalable software tool. And that's really what we're going to be looking at today in the case study. So the case study is going to be with a company called DKS. So DKS is a headquartered company also here in Kyoto. It's founded in 1909, so it's more than 100 years. And they are in the field of manufacturing chemical materials that are used in various applications, such as life science, but also in things like lithium batteries, etc. It really marks of a typical Kyoto company that they are a world leader and an expert in what they do, but they also have a lot of tradition and things that come with that. So what we came in and did for them was look at a area of quality controls where they were working with raw chemical materials, and what they wanted to determine or understand is the right amount of moistness in this material and the right distribution of water within the material. And this may sound strange, but this is actually an inspection that they were doing by hand. So they had trained experts that were knowing exactly what the right moistness was and what the right water distribution was inside of this material. So it's inspections that are based on a tacit knowledge of a veteran inspector. Now, what that means is that you have certain pain points related to either throughput, not having enough people, or you have problems with consistency across inspectors, and also that you aren't able to measure it in numbers when it's all in your hands. So what we did for them is we built a solution together where we digitized this human expertise. And what we did is we combined both a hardware solution with a software solution to replicate the inspector's expertise. So what we use something called HSI, so hyperspectral imaging, or near infrared cameras as well, for image capturing of these samples. And what that meant is that we were able to understand and see these parts of the moistness or the distribution of water in the samples in a way that had never been done before. And what we built is we built an AI model that is able to automate this detection task to understand where is it too strong or too weak. And that's because in the image, this comes up as being too dark or too light. So what that all leads to is that you get inspection results that are quantifiable and that are replicable. So you can use the same skill set over and over. You don't have to rely on the specifics of one human inspector at a time. And perhaps the most interesting part is, what does this all lead to? How was the result? So what we were able to do was increase the speed of quality inspections for DKS for this sample by 600%. But more than that, in the next 2 to 3 years, they expect to be able to save 50% of the costs associated with inspections and training inspectors. Now that's the numbers part. What's more interesting from a throughput part is that this is increasing the quality across inspections. So they're now benefiting from all the experts' knowledge in the same tool. And it also enables to have an increased volume and throughput because we can do more inspections in less time. And this is important when a lot of industries are shifting to a greener or more sustainable approach, and they want to run things on more batteries, which is a big demand for this product in DKS. So rather than having someone from DKS join me today, we're going to see a short video clip of one of the colleagues who worked out there.
Hey, Adrian. We have
Yes.
some issues with the audio of the video.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry if we're having some audio issues here. We tried it before, but hopefully you'll be able to see the text. So right now, my team and I are ready to take this and other solutions and bring them to a global market. We've really had some great collaborations with the Things ecosystem that has led us to start a few projects out in Europe. And I really hope that someone in the audience, someone online, or someone watching YouTube later is interested in learning more about how we can help with this type of digital transformations. So 3 quick bullet points before I am finished. Market-proven, made-in-Japan solutions that are ready for the Things ecosystem. We provide sustainable, highly accurate AI solutions that work with small data sets. We're especially good at automating tedious and difficult tasks. To learn more, send an email to adrian@hacarus.com. Thank you. There we go.
Yep.
Yep.
Now, so thank you so much. Always a pleasure to both see you and work with you. So I'm sure we're going to have more projects with you onwards. On the point of you have to look for the best companies, not only where you live. This is a very good example. And actually, we will get your name talked about later today by somebody else, I'm sure.